Thank you so much for joining me. This is being recorded just so that I can everybody see me first of all?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our focus group, and what the purpose of it is to kind of go over the different things that for you to be aware of when the course starts. So I'm going to tell you about the course, and then I'm going to tell you what part you're going to play in it. So every morning, starting tomorrow morning, you will receive a video, and it will say, click here to watch your video. Now, this is not a Zoom video. It's not live. It's pre-recorded. They're about 15 minutes, and some will be hand follow along videos. Some will be helpful hints. There's one on myofascial release for your hands. So each day for 7 days, you'll receive a video that you have the whole day to watch. They are yours to keep. You can download them. And the reason that I ask that you watch it on the day that you receive it is because we're going to be talking about it, not every day. There will be a little survey, and you just fill out the survey. I just want to know what the experience is for the people going through the course, the way the course works. So I'm looking for the technical side of it. Did it work? Were there too many buttons? Was it hard to figure out? That is going to be important to me. This goes through a program that is designed to do courses. So I want to make sure this is the best format that I'm choosing. The other is I want to make sure that the videos themselves are meeting the needs. Now, as you can imagine, it's tricky to meet everybody's needs. So what I did is I kind of picked the middle, because somebody may have very light problems with their hands. Other people may have more severe problems with their hands. So for some people, the videos might be going too slow. The videos are going too fast. So let me know about that, because I will see who my best customer is. You know, I may wind up doing two different lines of this, one for people who are, you know, having a little bit more cramping with their hands. But I do a lot of education. So typical hand exercises for people with hand problems is very different than people who have Parkinson's. So this is directed at and for people who have Parkinson's disease, because you will have more problems with opening than closing. Now, being reactive with your hands is certainly difficult, but for a lot of people, or multitasking is difficult. So when I'm doing the exercises, it's going to be mostly extension. Okay, so those are just things that I've learned working with everyone is extension. If you go to an OT who works with people with arthritis, they're going to use those squishy balls and stuff, gripping. You don't have gripping. You have more problems with people with that. Just a second, I'm just going to mute that one. You're going to have more problems with reactive and extension. There's going to be more difficulty, and this is something that I've learned in the gym when we're reaching or when we're doing a warm-up, and I'll be stretching and I'll say, splay your fingers out. Well, they got their arm out. They're thinking so much about the arm that the hand just does this. And I can't get that message out as far as the fingers if they have to do it quickly. So those are all things that I'm approaching with these exercises. So my journey with it, or my history, is I broke my thumb hiking 15 years ago, and I had to go through hand therapy. So I had to learn how to use my thumb again, because after it healed, I couldn't do this. It was just what I called the claw, because they had me for 3 months in this position. So I had to do some extensive hand therapy, and my busy mind was asking all the time, like, what are the best exercises to do for this? So I got a lot of information. Then I wound up training a hand therapist, and I picked her brain a lot about hand exercises. Then just my own experiences working with people. I double checked some of the exercises just to make sure that they were effective. I don't want to say that it's going to improve your handwriting. I want you to tell me. Start before you watch the video. I want you to write out, excuse me, something like, excuse me, Mary had a little lamb or something. Write your name, do the video, and then write it again, because it does help some of my private clients. So that is going to be key with that. And then, oh, I wanted to tell you how it's going to roll out. So each day you get a video. You will notice video number 1 will be a 15-minute follow along, you know, like let's do 10 of these or 20 or whatever. It'll be follow along. Then day 2 will be a second routine. They will be different, but what they have in common is I start more globally with the whole arm, including shoulders, arm, and then at the end of the video, we get more dexterity. So it's always a larger group to a smaller. And so day 2 will be very different. Day 3, I believe, is some fun exercises. So if you're sitting watching TV and you just want to do some of the hand puppets, some of the, or like shadow puppets, some of you will recognize these exercises from our classes because they work. And so I wanted to, you know, but I don't want to break something that's and fix something that's not broken. So I include things that you can do with your grandkids, your kids. I have some American Sign Language in there. So things that you can do when you're thinking about it, because what we do know is the more times you intentionally work your hands throughout the day, the better your hands will respond. So I'm not only looking for your handwriting to improve, I'm looking for tremor. I'm looking for, if you're, in fact, Gary, you gave me this idea. That's why I'm so happy that you're on this, is your phone is in your pocket and it rings, and how frustrating that is to get in your pocket and get your phone. That's really frustrating. You have a task that you have to do quickly and you can't do it. So I'm looking to see how, what happens with 1 week of work. Let's see. So that is day 3. On day 4, you're going to have that first round again. So day 1 will repeat itself on day 4. And that's because I want that repetition. Day 5 will be the same as day 2. I know that sounds confusing, but it comes to you. Then we're going to do one on tools to use. This is not a follow along video. This is one that Chris Ann helped me with, bless her heart. And it is things on the market that can help you. But what I really love is things in your own home. So I talk about, how do you warm up your hands? How do you get strength with extension? How do you get a fast reacting hand? Then there are things like the magnetic rings. Chris Ann helps me with that to show you how to use the rings that you can buy on Amazon. I have some sensory ones because, like one of my beloved clients has Raynaud's, and 25% of people with Raynaud's, 25% of the population has Raynaud's. Raynaud's is a circulatory problem. I have it. And so I know that there's a lot of people that not only struggle with circulation and that neurological, you know, your hands are just cold all the time, your feet are cold. So what these sensory rings that you can put on are for fidgeting, but they also help get circulation. So I was kind of playing with them myself because I sliced that finger that has the nerve problems. And I really believe that if I keep working with that, I will get some of the sensation back. Some of the people with Parkinson's have neuropathy. That is a tool for neuropathy also. So the last day, I'm trying not to take too much of your weekend, but the last day is going to be myofascial release. So when I was an athletic trainer, we learned a lot about massage and the value of making sure that the tissue is released. So every day, Parkinson's is trying to tighten this palm part and the ligaments of your hand. You need to break up that tissue, and it can't be like a Swedish massage. It's got to be some firm massage. And if you can't do it, maybe a loved one can, but I show you the technique for getting into those ligaments, getting in and mobilizing the fingers safely, because there are some things that you can do with your fingers that aren't as safe, but I want you to get all the way up to your elbow, even for people who have like tendonitis or golf elbow. I show you how to release some of that with active release or what we call nerve gliding. So I believe, excuse me, I believe that's towards the end of that's one of the last videos. Anyway, so, and then there's just a closing remarks. Once this program goes live to the general population, I won't be doing these live chats because they're going to be, people can just purchase at any time off my website. These 3 check-ins that we're going to do, which is today, we're going to do one Wednesday afternoon, and then next Sunday. Those are for my beta group, which is all of you, to give me feedback. How do you want this to look? Did it help you? Etc. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. After some of the videos, not the ones that are repeated, but after some, there's a few questions. I'll say, fill out our survey, and there's like questions, there might be 10 questions like, is the video too long? Is it too short? Did I go too fast? Did you find it helpful? Those type of things. Just really quick, like yes, no, or fill in whatever. So I really appreciate the feedback. This course matters. As you know, if your hands do not work, that affects your quality of life, but also your independence. Yeah. And I also know that there are a lot of you who are still using your hands a lot, you know, whether you're chopping and cooking, and you may look at the videos and say, well, I get a lot of these same exercises, do this, just kind of humor me and do it and see if those exercises like chopping and peeling or cutting with scissors, those types of things gets easier for you. Because if you're always doing the same thing, you're not going to improve. So you have to challenge yourself with new. That's how our brain grows. I had a couple people ask me, they said they went through hand courses with their physical or the OTs or PTs. And they said, I got some hand exercises. How do these differ? And I said, are you doing your homework? And they said, no. If you have a video to follow along, you're more than likely to do it. If you're handed, I know because I work with people, and when people say to me, do you have these exercises written down? I say no, because you won't do them. I know this over the years. I'm also guilty of this. If you have a video that you can follow along, you are more likely to do it because you just pop it on. And then this will help for people who maybe have more difficulty. Say they have a partner who would be willing to click a video on and they follow along. So I want this to serve everybody.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay motivated on your own.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Yes. All right, everybody, go forth and conquer.
Thank you.
Let's see how this goes. I'm really excited.